subscribe, follow the Patreon. Also too, I bet we could talk, man, this morning. I'm back. This gonna be a live video, so I'm back, doing live videos. I'm just trying to switch it up. But why pastors constantly preach hell, man? All right, so follow me on all my social medias. This gonna be a good one. So why do they constantly preach hell? All right, and the reason why they constantly preach hell now, I understand a pastor, talking about hell, to just basically just to why you pull right beside me? Oh, I was about to say you need to back up. You gonna see me watch this? Hold on, y'all. All right. So anyway, because that's my next door neighbor. He don't like nobody in his yard, but when he come in night, get close to our yard, it's a problem. But anyway, y'all, the reason why pastors constantly preach hell. Now I understand if a pastor preaching hell and just to warn the people like for their sins and stuff like that, but they shouldn't constantly do it. I feel like it's a balance between talking about good things and positive things. Yeah, no, we all know that we all have sin and come short of the glory of God. We all know that for a fact, right? But when a pastor is constantly preaching hell, like they doing it constantly, I'm finna back up the chair anyway. When they doing it constantly, just constantly preaching it, and they're not switching it up, because the Bible says your mind supposed to be focusing on heavenly things, right? Now, if a pastor constantly doing it, it's because they're trying to manipulate their congregation, right? They're trying to put fear in you to get you to come back to the church. It's manipulation, it's witchcraft. That's just like, when you watch something, a lot of people like to watch scary movies, right? Because they put fear in you, right? And a lot of those movies, they sell the most. A lot of scary movies, they sell out the most. They generate the most money because it's pushing fear, right? And you're just skeptical of fear. And it's sort of like the same thing with the church. A lot of these pastors, they be using manipulation and witchcraft a lot on their congregation. I understand you talk about hell, one Sunday, but if you keep, one Sunday and then, or twice a month, once a month or twice a month, whatever the case is, you talk about hell, but you just keep talking about hell. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. All this type of stuff. The pastor is not your judge. I want y'all to notice as people of God, the pastor is not your judge, right? Even the pastor, sometimes he do sin and come short of the glory of God, But a lot of these pastors, they try to out they perfect, right? Like they don't sin and everybody else sinning. And if you express your sins to the pastor, they try to make it seem like they don't do nothing wrong. That's false, man. You gotta understand that, man. When it come out of these pastors, they constantly preaching hell, right? And condemning you instead of just bringing life to you, right? They'll let you know that you can be an overcomer. Excuse me. If a pastor not telling you that you could be an overcomer, and they just constantly preaching hell and talking about all the everything that you can go to hell about, like a lot of these pastors, they take hell out of proportion. Like, if you got tattoos, you can go to hell. Or if you wear a hat in church, you can go to hell. The Bible says, God says, come as you are. The Bible says, come as you are. Like, a lot of these pastors, bro, they be using witchcraft and manipulation on their congregation. I'm telling you, no pastor should constantly be preaching hell. Yeah, they should talk about it sometimes, but not all the time. Like, it's ridiculous, man. A lot of these pastors, they just be in it for the money. They just be in it for the money, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, no pastor should be constantly preaching hell to you and condemning you, right? That doesn't bring light to your life, right? That doesn't bring encouragement. You're supposed to encourage people as well in the church. But a lot of these pastors, they just constantly preaching hell to push fear and to put fear in you. That's sad, man. That's why a lot of people, they don't even like to go to church. And plus too, they have demonized our spirituality. If you my skin color, you know that our spirituality has been taken away from us, right? And then they demonize it. The Orishas, what they call magic. When you're dealing with the Orishas, they call it magic, whatever the case is. Or, voodoo, they call that magic as well, right? When you're dealing with energy, and all that type of stuff, they took away our spirituality and then they demonized it. If you dealing with the Orishas, they call it, you know, you devil worshiping. When that's not even true. That's not true. You know, it's so funny how they had to take away our spirituality if you my skin color. They had to, because our spirituality is the most powerful spirituality on the planet, y'all. Our spirituality is the most powerful spirituality on the planet. This is why they took our spirituality, my skin color, right? But a lot of people, they don't understand it. They don't know that. You're supposed to be able to tap into your own power, right? So they had to pull you, you know, away from your own power to take you out of your sovereign capacity. That's what takes you out of your sovereign capacity. When they pull you away from your own power and then they push religion on you, right? And then they push fear, or you're going to go to hell if you're not part of religion. No, we, as, especially my skin color, we believe in spirituality. That's where our you know, our relationship with God resides, based off of spirituality. Yeah, plus two, you're supposed to create your own reality in this third dimensional world. You're supposed to create your own reality. But they have put fear in you to, you know, live by somebody else's reality. By taking you out of your sovereign capacity, by putting religion on you. Instead of dealing with the Orishas, right? And also too, bro, it's just so funny. You got to be careful about even the YouTubers that you listen to. A lot of these YouTubers be sounding like these pastors, right? When you hit a word ritual, what is a ritual? It's something that you perform. It's an act. But a lot of these YouTubers, when they talk about rituals, they talk about rituals in a negative way. Like every ritual is negative. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the Hollywood industry, of course, a lot of those rituals are negative, right? A lot of them are negative. But, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about humiliation ritual, right? When it comes down to a humiliation ritual, sometimes you do need a humiliation ritual in your life. Because you're too arrogant. You're too cocky. You're not humble. Right? God will humble you down with a humiliation ritual. But a lot of y'all don't believe in that. Right? You think it's evil. You think it's demonic. Because you listen to these YouTubers. Right? You know what I'm saying? Everything comes with the balance. You will go through a humiliation ritual if you're too cocky. Right? Somebody will humble you down. I know y'all heard of that. You know, people humbling people down. Yeah, you need to be humbled down when you're too cocky. When you think that you're the only one that can speak on this. When you think that you're the only one that can be successful and nobody else can. When you think that everybody owe you, the whole world owe you, you don't owe nobody anything. You need to be humbled. You need to go through a humiliation ritual. Right? You need to go through one. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they don't believe in, you know, and also too, you know, a lot of these pastors, man, no, they be lying to you, bro. What's up? My next door neighbor, he just pulled up. But they be a lot of these pastors, they be talking about something. Or if you don't come to Sunday school on time, you can't have a relationship with God. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Your body is the temple to heaven. You the church, right? The church, you know, the church supposed to be in you, right? Not you having to go to a church. Right? And allow a pastor to judge you and judge your decision makings on this planet. That's why I see a lot of these churches, man, is all about fear and manipulation. A lot of these pastors. You got to be careful who you listening to. You know, you got to be careful who you subscribe to. You know, they want you to subscribe to their doctrine. Right? You got to be careful, man. I'm telling you. But a lot of these pastors, they constantly preach hell to you because they trying to put fear in you. It ain't nothing wrong with talking about hell every now and then to your congregation. But if they constantly preaching hell, constantly doing it, there's something wrong with that, bro. When they doing it constantly, they trying to put fear in you so you can keep coming back to the church, so you can keep giving them money, right? You know what I'm saying? Your body is the temple to heaven. You are the church. See, they have weaponized and demonized my spirituality, right? Especially, like I said, as when it comes down to my skin color, right? There's nothing wrong with dealing with the Orishas. There's nothing. See, also too, rituals, bro. Rituals, a ritual could be anything. Like for an example, when you go to sleep, that's a ritual. You putting yourself in a meditative state to go to sleep. That's a ritual. Right? To rest. Rest is a ritual. It's just an act that you perform. It's just something that you do, right? It's an action that you take. That's a ritual, but it's not evil. A lot of these YouTubers, they try to make it seem like every ritual is evil. That's why you got to be careful about who you listening to, who you watching. Right? I do rituals every single week. Taking an Epsom salt bath. That's a ritual that I do. Taking plant vitamins and herbs. That's a ritual that I do. You know, also too, another ritual I do is grounding. Go outside barefoot, you know, and walk on the grass. The Bible says when you walking on the ground, what God said, you on holy ground. When you walking out there in the grass for 20 minutes, it charge your organs, it charge, you know, your cells, right? You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't believe in this. Y'all don't believe in dealing with nature. A lot of people, their heart's so far from nature and God, it don't even make sense. The Bible, yeah, it got a lot of wisdom in it, but that's not the only thing that you're supposed to indulge in. That's not the only thing that you're supposed to focus on, is just the Bible, right? You need to be doing rituals. Go out there and hug a tree, right? You know what I'm saying? Take plant vitamins and herb. A lot of people that's religious, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all, because the Muslims, they believe in, you know, fasting. But a lot of Christians, they don't believe in fasting. They be putting anything in their body and wonder why they vibration so low, but they got a connection with the Most High. Your temple is very, very important. You need to be taking care of this temple. But this is why a lot of these pastors preach hell, man. You know, a lot of them preach hell, you know, to put fear in you, right? And there's nothing wrong with talking about hell every now and then. But a lot of these pastors, they talk about hell a lot. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. All this type of stuff. That's just too much. It gets ridiculous to the point where it lowers people's vibration. You know, if it's lowering your vibration, then you don't need to be a part of it. And a lot of these pastors, they acting like they your judge. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these pastors, they try to judge people, right? They try to cover up their sins and judge everybody else for sinning. A lot of these pastors try to act like they never sin ever. The Bible says, man say he's without sin. The truth is not in him. He's a liar, right? And he's he basically lying on God, right? Because God said that we're gonna fall short of the glory of God. And I'm not saying that you're supposed to sin constantly. I'm not saying that. Of course you're supposed to grow in life, right? But the reason why we sin sometimes is to basically allow us to go through an experience to get us on the right track. Sin is negative vibrations to get us on the right track of the positive vibration. Sin causes us to evolve, right? That's what sin is for. Sin is to, when you do something wrong, something wrong happened to you, right? To let you know, hey, you're doing something wrong. God in the universe is going to allow something to happen to you to let you know that you're doing something wrong. Sin is to cause you to grow, change, and evolve. That's why we sin. We sin not to get stuck in sin, but to change, grow, and evolve. That's why we sin. It's to change you. It's to grow you and evolve you. But a lot of these pastors, they preach hell like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God forgive us over 100 times a day. And I'm not saying that you're supposed to sin over 100 times a day. But I'm just saying, it's like how rough a lot of these pastors be on their congregation, you know, about sin. And they try to act like they never sin, when that's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's not the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you guys gotta understand that, man. But trust me, my skin color, we have been taken out of our sovereign capacity. They took our spirituality, excuse me, not religion. They took our spirituality away from us. Right? That's why a lot of, you know, a lot of people that my skin color, they're miserable, right? They feel like they're out of balance with God and nature. You are. If you're not doing rituals, you gotta, and rituals, guys, when it comes down to spirituality, rituals, you know, some people need to do rituals to get you need to get an outwards response to get an inwards response, right? That's like, for an example. A lot of y'all don't know this, but this is a ritual, guys. When you get your heart broken, that's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you get your heart broken, it humbles you, right? It also, too, what it does, it causes you to separate yourself from people, right? It causes you to become a loner, right? And what happens? Bro, I'm finna get my life together, bro. I'm finna change. I'm finna grow. I'm finna evolve. It changes your spirit. A lot of us, we need to get our heart broken. We need to go through trauma, right? So we can change, go and evolve. We need to get that outward experience to get an inwards experience for us to change, go and evolve. There's nothing wrong with getting your heart broke. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with that. Heartbreak creates self-worth. You know, you ever got your heart broke, and then after a while, you start to know your worth now. Now you start to have a discerning spirit now. You know, now you don't let people walk all over you. Now you're not as nice as you was. Now you have balance. Now you have you know, now you have you know, you have limits. Now you have standards. Before, when you was too nice and you never got your heart broken, you didn't have limits, right? You let people walk all over you. But now, ever since you got your heart broken, you went through that ritual. Now you have some sort of balance in your life. That's what it takes, man. That's what it takes. That's a ritual that you're going through. And there's nothing wrong with going through a traumatizing ritual, right? As long as it don't, you know, take you out. You know, like I said, a heartbreak, that's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they don't understand, man. A lot of stuff is rituals that you are participating in this third dimensional world. But it's to grow you. Like, you know, my mind is expanding. Excuse me. My mind is expanding. I'm not going to keep coming on here talking about the same old things. Nah, I'm not going to keep coming on here talking about the same old talk. Right? My mind is growing, changing, and evolving. And if you're not growing and changing and evolving on your YouTube channel, then it lets the people that's watching you know that that you're not growing. It let the people that's watching you know that you're not growing. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like once I'm telling y'all guys, once my YouTube channel, once it fully take off, when I move to Atlanta, I'm gonna change, go and evolve again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna change the content, I'm gonna switch up the content again. You know what I'm saying? Man, you gotta always be changing, growing, and evolving. You know, like I said, but the Bible, you know, it's a good book, but it's been manipulated. It's been changed, right? You know, a lot of books in the Bible has been taken out the Bible, right? You know, to form a sort of control over your life. But you're supposed to create your own reality. But this is why a lot of these pastors, they be preaching hell. A lot. If a pastor, like I said, guys, you need to come from up under that that doctrine. If a pastor is constantly preaching hell to you, and they're not preaching transformation, they're just preaching, oh, you're gonna go to hell if you do this, you're gonna go to hell if you do that, right? That's too much. That they trying to push fear on you so you can keep coming back to the church, so you can rely on them to validate your relationship with God. You don't need a pastor to validate your relationship with God. That's false, right? And you don't need a pastor to tap into your own power as a human being. That's false. All that stuff is false, guys. And like I said, a lot of us, we believe in false doctrine, right? That's what a lot of us believe in. We believe in just false doctrine. You know what I'm saying? But it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Bro, y'all gotta wake up, bro. A lot of these pastors, bro, even some of these YouTubers, you know, they're not telling you how that, especially as my skin color, how our spirituality has been taken away from us. People starting to wake up. Everybody gonna start riding the wave and saying the stuff that I'm saying. And I'm not saying I'm the only one that's saying it, but more YouTubers gonna start to come to knowledge of, like, bro, what you've been taught to go to church and the only way you can connect with God is through the Bible. That's false. That is false. That is not the only way that you can connect with God, through the Bible. That's false. You know, if people say, oh, God is the word. No, God is a spirit. God is a spirit. Don't you know that God dwells in nature? God don't dwell in no church. God dwells in nature. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get outside, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need to consume nature's resources. Watermelon, fruits, vegetables, tonic herbs, probiotics, seaweeds, right? You know what I'm saying? Superfoods. That's what you need to be taking for the body. But bro, they have totally demonized our spirituality, bro. A lot of y'all need to come from up under these pastors, man. Bro, I've been feeling free, bro. Like when I don't go to church, of course I live with my parents right now. And, I go to church to play the drums and stuff like that. But I'm telling you guys, man, when I don't go to church, like I feel free. Like it's Sunday right now, bro. I feel free, bro. I took my herbs. I performed my ritual. I did my ritual. I took my herbs this morning. I took my plant vitamins this morning. And I'm feeling high vibrational. I'm out here in nature, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got the windows down. No, I feel high vibrational. I feel free. I feel like I have a free mind. I feel like my mind is clear. Right? I have a better vision. Right? I have a clear mindset. But if I would have went to church this morning, and my dad's a pastor, but when it come down to sin, sometimes when they talk about sin, they be too hard on people about sin, like too hard on people about sin. Like if a person is constantly sinning, it's because they haven't learned from their sins. That's just like in life, guys. Sometimes it takes people to go through rough times to learn, to change, go and evolve. Sometimes it takes people to go down a rough path to change, go and evolve. But who am I to tell somebody, when they should stop from doing something that's wrong? God said he'll let things build up on you like hot coals. It's going to be like hot coals going to rain down on you, going to come into your life. That's between them and God. They sins. But the reason why a lot of these pastors constantly preach hell, bro, is to put fear in you. Right? Just keep you coming back to the church. Right? And, it's crazy, guys. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I don't believe in, everybody believe in different stuff. Like, I don't believe that you have to marry someone just to have intercourse with them. Right? Just to give somebody pleasure. And the pastor preach, oh, you're going to go to hell. Right? You're going to go to hell if you don't marry someone and you sleep with someone. You're going to go to hell. But me personally, why would God send somebody to hell for pleasure? That don't even, but but the church teaches that that's it's sin, right? The church teaches that, so you don't, because when you marry someone, and this is towards men, when you marry a woman and you stay with a woman for a long period of time, if she divorces you, she takes half of your stuff. She can take half of your stuff. To me, that's man-made. Marriage is man-made. I don't care what nobody say. If you look up where marriage came from, it came from the ancient society. That's where it came from. It came from the Mesopotamian society. That's where marriage came from. Marriage didn't come from God. God was not married to no building. God was not married to no church. That's a lie. That's in the Bible. Some stuff in the Bible is contradiction. Some stuff is a lie in the Bible. God is not married to no church. And plus two, they went inside a temple, right? And when God went inside the temple, he was flipping over he was flipping over the tables, because a lot of people, they was gambling in there. They was doing stuff that they weren't supposed to be doing. So there was a lot of stuff that was wrong that people was doing inside the temple. And, inside the so-called church, I guess, to people. They was doing a lot of stuff that was wrong that was in it. So guys, man, your body is the temple to heaven. That's your temple, not no building. God said, in the Bible, it talks about God, he doesn't dwell in a place that's made of bricks, that's made of human hands. He doesn't dwell in no church. God is not the church. It's a lot of contradictions in the Bible, guys. They talk about how God said he's the church, but and the Bible says too that God said he doesn't dwell in a place that's made with human hands. So he doesn't dwell in the church. God dwells in the spiritual realm. God dwells in nature. God dwells within you. You got to understand that, man. A lot of people, they don't want to accept the truth. But you keep listening to all these people, bro, that's talking about how the reason why our spirituality was taken as people that's my color is because it was demonic. That's not true. That's not true. My spirituality was not taken because it was demonic. Because it was the most. It was the most. My spirituality was taken away from me because it was the most spiritual. It was the most powerful spirituality on the planet, and they don't want us to use it. You know, they didn't want us to use it. Dealing with the Orishas, that's not demonic. You know, and a lot of people, my skin color, they scared of our spirituality. They scared of our spirituality, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it causes transformation. They don't want to come from up under what they've been indoctrinated with their whole life. A lot of people, my skin color, we don't like change. I'm telling you, I'm gonna say this one more time. A lot of people that's my skin color, we don't like change. Dealing with the Orishas is not demonic. You know, even people, bro, people be so, like, when it come down to zodiac signs, people say zodiac signs is demonic, right? Because they heard somebody else talk about zodiac signs. No, like, for an example, I'm a Virgo. It talks about how Virgos, they overthink a lot. That is true. I do overthink a lot. And they can tell you how to overcome overthinking a lot. Bruh, zodiac signs is not demonic. Zodiac signs got something to do with the universe, numerology, right? Numerology is real. Science is real. Astrology is real. That's all real. But people, they don't want to accept the fact that everything aligned, everything works in symbiotic connection. People don't have an open mind. You know, a lot of people, they just so caught up in just, oh, I got to go to church. And if I don't, I'm evil. You know, if I don't, I'm evil. But that's not true, guys. It's not true. You know, my next door neighbor, she just came out, I just waved at her. But anyway. But yeah, guys, man, it's all false, bro. They have taken away your power. And we starting to know. We starting to notice it. Like, and I'm so glad, bro, like, people coming out and letting people know, bro, like, they have taken away our power. Bro, they have taken away our power, especially people that's my skin color. Bro, they demonize our spirituality and lie to us. And we think that, bro, if we don't go to church, we're gonna go to hell. Oh my God, bro. It is just so funny, bro. It is so many different rituals that you could partake in that will help you. Like, bro, I just did an Epsom salt bath yesterday. You know, I participated in the ritual. But when I got out that hot water, bro, I felt light as a feather, bro. I felt light as a feather. You know, the Epsom salt bath is really, really good for you. You know? And no, I'm not a doctor or nothing like that, so I'm just saying that for, you know, a fair use for YouTube. You know? But a lot of y'all don't understand, man. You know, our spirituality was demonized, man. It took it away from us. But a lot of black people, they think that they still got the religious mindset. They still got the Christianity mindset, bro. But some black people, they slowly waking up, realizing, bro, all this stuff is it's a show. You know, going inside the church and they singing all them songs. You know, it's just a show. It's a performance, right? When you could be doing something else that's very, very productive. You could be meditating. God dwells in solitude. God don't dwell in a place where there's a whole bunch of noise. I'm just saying, guys. It's just the truth. It's just the truth, guys. And it's sad, man. It is sad that so many black people think that dealing with the Orishas, and for an example, the Haitians, they use voodoo to defeat their enemy, which is the white, you know, the white color. They use voodoo against them just to defeat them, right? And people think that they basically use magic, because voodoo is energy, right? It's energy, and they basically use magic or energy, because you can use energy for negative reasons or positive reasons. A lot of people, they don't understand that. They think that you can only use energy for negative reasons. No, that's a lie, bro. You can use, like, for an example, we all have energy inside of us, right? Like, for an example, if I want to go over there and choose to use my energy to help my next door neighbor cut his grass, I can go over there and use my energy to help my next door neighbor cut his grass. I can do that, right? Or if I want to use my energy to steal out of a store, I can go use my energy to steal out of the store. You get what I'm saying? You can use energy for negative purposes or positive purposes, right? And you have to be able to tap into your energy, right? Because if you believe that you can do all things through God who strengthens you, or through Christ who strengthens you, then you believe that you have power. But you don't know how to tap into that power. Like, you gotta know how to tap into it. Dealing with the Orishas. You know what I'm saying? Meditation, right? Getting your vibration up, taking plants, vitamins, taking plant herbs and all that get up your vibration. You gotta tap into that power. But people don't understand, bro. A lot of people, they're so one-track minded because they have been because a spell has been put in on them psychologically. A lot of people, they have a spell on them, placed on their mind psychologically, and they don't even notice it, right? You wondering why you still miserable, right? You reading the Bible, but you still miserable. You still not happy in life because you're not doing certain rituals. You need to do that. You need to commit the outer acts, right, to get the inner, to get an inward response. You need to take you need to be taking for an example. I'm gonna say I do. I take Epsom salt baths, hot Epsom salt baths. You know, I take plant vitamins and herbs, right? I ground. You know, I was grounding yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I went outside in the grass and just walked in the grass for about, you know, for some minutes. I normally do it for 20 minutes, but yesterday I did it for a short amount of time because I had to do something else. But that charges your organs. A lot of y'all don't even know that. Grounding charges your organs, right? But that's within the confines of your origins, you know. No, the ancestors, the royal ancestors, they used to do that. Take Epsom salt baths, grounding, right? Go outside in the sun for an hour, right? You know, they used to do that. You know, but a lot of people, they think that's the money, right? They think all rituals that you partake is the money. No, you have been lied to, bro. You have been lied to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people has been lied to, bro. You know, we need to wake up. You know, we need to wake up, y'all. All these lies. And then you gotta think about it. They got so many different versions of the Bible. How many versions of the Bible did they got? You know, how many times that they edited the Bible? You think about that. How many times that they edited the Bible? So many different times. It's over 100 different copies of the Bible. Why is that? And then you got the Old Testament, the New Testament. Why is that? I thought one Bible was supposed to be one holy Bible. You know what I'm saying? And then they didn't just take the scrolls out of the Bible. They took whole books out of the Bible. Look, if you think I'm lying, look it up right now. Look up how many books they took out of the Bible. They'll tell you how many books that they took out. They done took books out of the Bible, not just scrolls. They done took books out of the Bible. Come on, man, whole books. But you saying that the Bible, it's the whole truth. It's not the whole truth. You know, it got truth in it, right? You know, it got truth in it, but it's not the whole truth, right? It's a lot of esoteric, ancient, spiritual knowledge that's been hidden away from us. And I ain't finna get too deep into it, but that's just the truth, guys. A lot of y'all don't want to accept the truth, man. But I had to come to deliver this message, man. Dealing with the Orishas, that's not being into a spirituality instead of religion. See, religion takes you out of your sovereign capacity, because that's not spirituality, right? Like the Bible teaches you about God, but it doesn't connect you to the spirit of God. I'm gonna say it for me, it doesn't connect me to no spirit. The Bible don't connect me to no spirit. Yeah, like I said, the Bible got stuff in it that's true. Yeah, but to me, it's common sense. To me, it's common sense. To me, it's common sense. You know, I don't know about y'all, but to me, the Bible is common sense. To me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, you know, don't be afraid to participate in your rituals, man. Don't be afraid to do something new. You know, a lot of y'all afraid to do something new. That's what a lot of y'all problems is. A lot of y'all afraid to try something new. Y'all think if y'all do something outside of religion, you tap into the Orishas and you get into spirituality, you know, you're gonna get possessed by a demon. A demon gonna come and get you. That's false. That's all false, bro. That's not truth at all, man. You know, a lot of y'all got hexes on y'all. A lot of y'all let religion put hexes. Religion got a hex on a lot of people. A religion got a spell on a lot of people's subconscious mind. And you wonder why you not growing. You know, even in the church, bro, the Bible's talking about cast all your cares on God. Right? So the thing that you care about and the things that you want, oh, you're just supposed to cast all your cares on God. You ain't got to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Bible says, you know, seek ye first kingdom, God, his righteousness, he'll add unto you. No, God not finna give you nothing. God not finna give you nothing except another day to live your life. Right? You got to make that conscious decision to want to grow, change, and evolve. It's a lot of contradictions in the Bible. I don't care what nobody say, bro. It's a lot of contradictions in the Bible. I just named a few contradictions. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that none of the stuff in the Bible is true. I'm not saying that. It's common sense. Yeah, it's some truth in the Bible. I'm not gonna put it. I'm not gonna lie about that, right? But bro, it's other stuff that you gotta do what's working for you. Me just reading the Bible and trying to act like I'm perfect, that's not working for me, bro. That's just not working for me. That's not tapping into my own power. You know what I'm saying? But when I start taking Epsom salt baths, grounding, taking plant vitamins and herbs, that's when I started tapping more into my power. All right, I started having more energy. You know what I'm saying? My mind started to expand. But this is why a lot of pastors, they preach hell. If a pastor is preaching hell constantly, they trying to put fear in you, right? And the Bible says the Bible says God doesn't give you a mind. He doesn't give you a mind of fear, but a sound mind, a sound mind in a heart full of love, right? The Bible said, "Cast out all fear," right? You know, God said, what would faith without works is dead. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want you to have fear in your mind, right? But this is why a lot of these pastors preach hell a lot. Is to put fear in your mind, right? This whole this whole world is to keep you at a low vibration. It's to keep you at a low vibration, right? You got to understand that, man. You know, you got to understand that. But y'all don't understand it, bro. And it's sad that y'all have been manipulated, you know. But a lot of these pastors, they be using witchcraft, bro. They be using witchcraft, bro. They be using they be spell casting, right? You know, they be spell casting. It all works to semiotic connection. I understand why a lot of these pastors be spell casting, because it's working. You allow the pastor to be your judge. It's like he trying to tell you this and that that's gonna send you to hell. That's gonna send you to hell. When your relationship with God is personal. No pastor cannot tell you can put you into heaven or hell. That's false. That's false. No pastor can put you into heaven or hell. That's what you gotta understand, man. Bro, y'all gotta wake up, bro. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all been indoctrinated by these pastors that they using witchcraft on you. Like I said, my people, our spirituality has been taken away from us. Our spirituality ain't no Christianity. And they did not take our spirituality because it is witchcraft or it is evil. Nah. They took our spirituality because it's the most powerful spirituality on the planet, bro. They don't want you to participate in your spirituality rituals. Right? Because it's gonna activate a higher consciousness, a higher state of consciousness, right, within yourself. But a lot of people, they scatter ancient spiritual rituals that's healthy for you, because a lot of people are afraid of change. Most people, they do not want to change. That's just the truth. Most people don't want to change. This is why a lot of Christians, a lot of Christians that go to church, especially in the hood, they be broke. They be broke, miserable, and I'm not trying to put nobody down, right? Because I work a regular job too, but they stay broke. They stay miserable, right? It's like they want to live a better life, but the church is telling them, "Oh, cast all your cares on God," right? God, all you gotta do is just act like you perfect, and God's gonna give you the world, right? God's gonna give you something. You know what I'm saying? God is gonna give you a better life. This is what the church preaches on you. This is what the pastors preach on you. God is gonna give you a better life. That is false, man. That's false. That's a lie from the pits of hell. You got to give yourself a better life. You got to change and grow and, and evolve. The pastors, they be using witchcraft so much, bro. Oh, if you put $1,000 in church, God's gonna bless you with 10,000. Bro, these pastors, bro, they be manipulating the freak out of the congregations. A lot of these pastors, they're using witchcraft, bro. They using manipulation, right? Because they don't want you to tap into your power. They don't want you to deal with the Orishas. What you know about the Orishas, man? The world ancient ancestors deal with the Orishas, man. But you don't want to deal with them because you're afraid to tap in some sort of spirituality because you think you're going to get possessed by a demon. How you know? How you know that dealing with the Orishas is not going to elevate you? How you know that? You ain't never tried it. But religion has put this mindset of fear on you. If you tap into any other type of spirituality, or if you tap into any type of, deity, it's gonna put a demon inside of you. That's false, man. All that stuff is false, bro. That's false. How you know what type of response you gonna get with dealing with the Orishas or dealing with spirituality instead of religion? How you know that you're gonna get a negative response if you ain't never tried it? You've never tried it because you have fear in you. You let Christianity put fear in you. You let all these other different type of religions put fear in you, right? To take you away from spirituality. Spirituality and religion is two different things. Religion is just going to a church and reading the Bible. Spirituality is doing something, right? Being a part of a ritual, right? Doing something, meaning you doing something that's outward to get an inward response, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't you know that? And a lot of y'all gonna be spooked out about this, but this is the truth. I'm one of the first YouTubers to come on here and just tell you the truth. A lot of these YouTubers, like nowadays, they just talk about the Bible and they just talk about being perfect because God is perfect, right? But bro, don't you know that getting involved in rituals can change your life for the better? But a lot of y'all hear about Hollywood rituals and you think that every ritual is evil. That's false, man. Every ritual that you partake in is not evil. That's false. Don't you know that when you eating processed food that lower your vibration, that causes cancer, that causes diseases, you participating in a demonic ritual. That's demonic. Eating food that got a lot of sugars in it, drinking soda. That's a lot of sugar. That's a lot of acid, some of these sodas and stuff like that. That's a lot of sugar. That's a lot of acid. You participating in a demonic ritual. Parasites. The parasites in your body feed off of that. Feed off of sugar. That's a demonic ritual you participate in. And you thinking that you're not participating in a demonic ritual. That only Hollywood people is participating in demonic rituals. That's a ritual that you participating in, man. But y'all don't look at a ritual like that. Y'all don't view a ritual like that, man. I'm finna go inside, man. They out here playing music, so we finna get into it, man. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, man, a lot of y'all just been spooked out, bro. It's sad, man, that the church got y'all spooked out, bro. Even though my daddy is a pastor, but bro, you gotta actually do your research about stuff, bro. You gotta actually do your research about stuff. A lot of people, they don't do no research about, especially my spirituality. You gotta look up African spirituality. Do the research, bro. Do the research, bro. Y'all don't want to do no research about nothing. Y'all don't want to do y'all just want to read the Bible, regurgitate scriptures, and try to act like you perfect and judge other people and try to act like you perfect and thinking that you are right. Man, I'm finna use the bathroom real quick, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I gotta drain the main vein, so hold on, y'all. We finna get into it, bro. This gonna be a good live. This gonna be a good live stream, bro. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, what's up? My bad. My bad. I had to use the bathroom real quick. What's up? What's up? JT. How are you? How old are you, bro? I'm 29 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know I still look like I'm like 20. Some people say I look like a kid, bro, because I take care of my body, bro. Bro, I take plants, herbs, all that. I take care of my body. That's why I look so young, man. I still look young. You know, I do my rituals, bro. I do my rituals, bro. I'm finna wash my hands real quick. Hold on, y'all. I do my rituals. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people say, especially a lot of these Christians, this is how you tell that you're dealing with a Christian, bro. Is when they think that they're just the Bible that they read, just the Bible that they read, that's the only way, and that's the only way that you could connect with God. That's false, bro. That's not the only way that you can connect with God. It's through the Bible. That's false, bro. You connect with God by what you put in your body. You connect with God through meditation. You connect with God through being out in nature. You connect with God with so many different ways, bro. It's not one way that you can connect with God. But this is what Christians believe. Oh, God is the word, and all you gotta do is read the Bible. And if you read the Bible, you got a connection with God. If you memorize the scriptures and try to act like you perfect, you got a connection with God. That's not so. That's not all it. But you could feel when, like, that's not all it. Like, a lot of Christians, they don't believe in eating healthy at all. A lot of Christians, they do not believe in eating healthy. A lot of Christians eat really, really bad. They eat a lot of parasitic food. They eat a lot of food that bring parasites to their body, bro. I'm a vegetarian, you know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I take a lot of different plants and herbs, right, to cleanse my body, you know, as detoxification and all that type of stuff. But so, bro, like, man, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, a lot of stuff that we've been taught is a lie. And I'm glad that Christianity being exposed. I'm glad that a lot of stuff is being exposed, bro. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up, bro. Like, I've been talking y'all, bro. I've been telling y'all about tapping into your own power, like, for a while, bro. Ever since I started doing semen retention videos, I've been telling y'all about tapping into your own power. But tapping into your own power is just not memorizing scriptures and just basically trying to act like you perfect. That's not all it, bro. That's not all it. Like, you gotta find out what's working for you. But when I started taking plant vitamins and stuff like that, bro, I feel way more powerful, bro. I feel way more connected to God, bro, than ever. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. I feel way more connected to God. I feel way more connected to God. Eating more healthier. I feel way more connected to God, bro. I feel way more connected to God, bro. I don't know what, you know, me, I was a part of Christianity too, bro, but I got away from that, bro. Even you know, I go to church and play the drums because I love to play the drums, but the whole just reading the Bible and try to act like you perfect and judge everybody else because they sin sometimes, bro. That's not it, bro. Exactly, bro. I dealt with the religious Christians before. I mean, they were decent people, but they were hating on me, saying I need to go to church with them. Meanwhile, they were lazy. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. A lot of Christians are lazy, bro. not wanting to work out, yep, and eating junk food all the time on the low vibration. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. But they so connected to God. How you so connected to God, but you don't wanna work out. You don't wanna you don't wanna eat healthier. How you connected to God, bro? I'm trying to figure out how can you be connected to God? How can your energy expand? How can your consciousness expand? No, I take plant vitamins for my mind. I take plant vitamins for my nervous system. Everything, bro. Like right now, I'm working on my hair right now. Like over here, like let me show y'all right here. Like right here, my hair growing back in. Before it was a little patch right here. I was starting to lose hair. I realized, bro, I needed plant-based gummies, right? To heal my nervous system. Now my hair growing back. You see my hair growing back, huh? You know what I'm saying? Even my edge, like on this side right here, is going back in. I just gotta keep taking the plant gummies. You know, get my nerve, bro. A lot of people, their nervous system is all messed up. Magnesium help your nervous system. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking plant gummies that helping my nervous system so it can grow back my hair follicles, bro. A lot of people, bro, but a lot of these Christians, bro, they don't even be understanding, bro. They be scared of plant vitamins, but take the regular vitamins that you get from the store, and those be causing problems with you too. But I'm not gonna get too deep in that. But anyway, guys, yeah, but a lot of Christians, bro, they be lazy, bro. They be lazy, but they tap into the God consciousness, and they save and sanctified. How you save and sanctified? And you eating a whole bunch of junk food. You eating stuff that's bad for your temple. The Bible says your body is the temple to heaven. And you treating your temple like that, but you connected to God. Man, they be on low vibration. A lot of Christians are low vibrational, bro. A lot of them are very low vibrational, bro. They just be talking, bro. They just be talking. They just be talking, dog. Telling you. Even though I should have went live later, but we live now, so I don't even care. You know, we live now, man. The views are just a catch up. But yeah, man, a lot of these Christians, bro, a lot of these Christians, and a lot of people, they tell me, oh, they not religious, or, you know, all that type of stuff. They probably know religion, but they really still subscribe to Christianity, bro. No, they be lying, bro. You can tell when you're dealing with a person that's not religious. They have an open mind. All the religious people, bro, they don't have an open mind. They quit to say something demonic. You know, all the religious people, they quit to say something demonic. No, they say that African spirituality is demonic. And this be black people be saying that about their own spirituality. And guess what? They ain't never even tried to do African spirituality. You gotta try something before you call it, before you demonize it. Tapping into the Orishas and all that type of stuff, that's not demonic. You know, tapping into your own power, your own magic, that ain't demonic. But you can't tell these Christians that. You can tell when you're dealing with a Christian. They're not open-minded. You're dealing with a person that's not open-minded. They quit to say something that's evil. Right? Because it's outside the confines of what their Bible's telling them. Man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. Dealing with a lot of people are Christians too. I'm not saying all Christians are evil or demonic, but they too judgmental about like about other spiritualities. You know what I'm saying? Even Christians, they call their own spirituality demonic. It's sad, bro. They did not take away our spirituality because it was demonic. That is a lie from hell. They did not take away black people's spirituality because it's demonic, bro. That's a lie. But a Christian gonna tell you that. A Christian gonna demonize their own spirituality. That's why I don't like when it comes down to Christians, bro. Yeah, some of them they cool and all that, but when they start being judgmental and start saying, "Oh, that's demonic," meditation demonic. You know, stretching, that's demonic. Doing breath work. I do breath work too. I do breath work. A Christian to look at you like you crazy. What are you doing? You okay? Bruh, breath work charges the cells in your body. Like doing this. And it give you a clearer mindset, right? Because it's life in the breath. You know what I'm saying? It's life in the breath. But a Christian to tell you, oh, that's the money. What you doing? It also do enhance your focus. But a Christian, they'll tell you that's the money. Man, a lot of these Christians, bro, they naive. They very, very naive spiritually. A lot of Christians are naive spiritually. They are. They are, man. They are. You know? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy how Christians, they're just so naive, bro. And a lot of them are lazy. But they tell me, oh, I can do all things through Christ. A lot of Christians, they just like to regurgitate scriptures. They want to regurgitate scriptures, but they don't want to put in no work. A lot of Christians, they don't want to put in no work, bro. But they want to regurgitate all these scriptures. That's why I can't stand that, bro. I can't stand that, bro. I'm a spiritual guy. I believe in spirituality, not religion. I believe in spirituality. I believe that you gotta do something to get an inwards response, to activate the God consciousness, to activate the God, you know, to get you close to God. I believe that you gotta do works to get you closer to God. Do your breath work. Take Epsom salt baths, right? Take plant vitamins and powders. Ground. I believe that you got to do some work to get closer to God. I don't believe that you just got to regurgitate scriptures and, you know, and try to act like you perfect. That's not no connection with no God, bro. That's a form of godliness. That's a form. A lot of Christians believe in a form of godliness. That's what a lot of Christians believe. That's just a form of godliness, bro. Regurgitating scripture, try to act like you perfect, but still eating omega-3 fish oil, good too. Let's go. That omega-3, bro. It's a dude, bro. I kid you not, bro. It's a dude at my job, but I've been telling this dude for a while. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get me something to drink. You know your mouth get dry when you talk a lot. Your mouth be getting real dry. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get something to drink. I gotta get something to drink, man. Man, we live, man. We live. I'm gonna tell you something about that omega-3. We up, man. We live, man. Hold on, man. I gotta get something to drink. All right. I'm preaching right now. Man. All right, the omega-3 in fish oil, bro. I've been telling people, just do that at my job. I'm like, bro, you need to eat more healthier, bro. The only way that you're gonna be able to work more is eating more healthier. I've been telling this dude, bro, if you eat more healthier, you're gonna be able to work more, right? If you get into your plant vitamins and stuff like that, it's gonna give you more energy. And bro, he just was sitting on it for a while. Man. And he was not doing it at first. He wasn't doing it. And then he took that omega-3, bro. He said that, bro. He said he had problems with his back for a very, very long time. I'm like, bro, you're lacking vitamins. A lot of the problems that we have as human beings, bro, is because of the lack of vitamins, plant vitamins, you know, fruits, vegetables, superfoods. You're lacking all these vitamins in your body. You need way more vitamins than you think that you need in your body. I've been telling people this for a very long time. You need way more vitamins. I got plant powders. I got supplements. Bro, I got like a whole bunch of bro, I got like over like, I gotta count them, bro. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming right back. Hold on. I'm right here, y'all. I'm back. I have 11 plant vitamins in my room for my health, for my hair health. I got over 11 plant vitamins, and all of them got different stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? But what you said about that omega-3, you 100% correct. But anyway, let's get back to the story. The dude, he was like, bro, my back been hurting for a while, bro. I've been having back problems for years. He took that omega-3. He said his back problems went away. He said he looked at that bottle. He was like, man, what is this? And then he had more energy and everything. Bro, and then he came back to the job, right? He came back to the job. This is like 2 months ago or a month ago. He was like, bro, when you was telling me to take plant vitamins, you've been telling me to take more plant vitamins, stuff like that. He was like, bro, you was right, bro. He was like, you was right. I feel so much better. But yeah, bro, that omega-3, whoo, telling you take that omega-3, it got some stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? I take something that got omega-3 in it, that got some stuff in it that's from omega-3. Yeah, bro, that omega-3 is good. But a lot of people, they lost, bro. A lot of people are lost, bro. And it's sad, bro. It's sad. I'm thinking about ordering me something to eat this morning. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, bro. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. You know, I don't really feel hungry right now. Magnesium, yeah, I take magnesium too. Yeah, I take magnesium for my hair to grow my hair follicles back. You know, I take magnesium for that. Yeah, magnesium A1, bro. Yeah. But yeah, that magnesium is something else, bro. But yeah, man, bro, a lot of people, they lost, bro. They lost. A lot of people is just, they lazy. Biotin good for hair and skin. Yeah. I take magnesium biotin. That's what I take. Yeah, bro. I take a lot of different stuff, bro. And that's why, bro, when I come on here, bro, I be fired up. I be happy. I be excited because I'm taking my plant vitamins, bro. Feeling good, bro. I be feeling good, bro. I take a lot of vitamins, bro. You gotta take, bro. You gotta take different vitamins for different parts of your body. You know that, right? You gotta take different vitamins for different parts of your body. Take stuff for my heart health, everything, bro. I'll take it for everything, bro. But yeah, man. No, people, they so lost in this world, bro. It's a shame. It's so many lost people. And bro, I've been preaching this for years. Tapping into your own power. Bro, I've been preaching this for 5 years straight. Ever since I've been doing when I started doing seam retention videos, that was what I started doing first. Bro, I've been preaching this for years, tapping into your own power. I've been preaching this for years, bro. Bro, it ain't about, the book ain't finna tap you into your own power. No book ain't gonna tap you into your own power. You gotta do it yourself. No Bible can do that for you. No Bible can tap into your own power. You gotta do it yourself. But this is what a lot of people don't understand, bro. Oh yeah, also too, guys, I want y'all to get your memberships, man. You know, get your membership. I got a lot of I got some videos that's members only. So get your membership, bro. Try the Patreon. My Patreon is up and running. Try the Patreon, bro. So support the channel, man. You know, I appreciate the support. We got 8 likes, but I haven't went live in a very long time. I'm kind of trying to switch it up now. I'm trying to do short videos, regular videos, and then a live stream video, just to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Just switch it up. This gonna be a live stream video. This is gonna be a live stream video, man. But they done got new features on here. But I haven't been live so long. What is this? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But I haven't been live so long. They done changed the features. They got more features on here. On the live stream, bro. But yeah, man. But when you listen to a pastor that's constantly preaching hell, you gonna go to hell, hell, hell. All that it's too much, bro. It's too much. Your mind supposed to be focusing on heavenly things, bro. Any pastor that's constantly preaching hell, it's not too much, bro. You want to come from up under that. You want to come from up under that. And a lot of these pastors, they try to act like they never do nothing wrong. You know, a lot of pastors try to act like they sinless. You know, like they just sinless and everybody else is sinning. Like it's funny, bro. It's funny. It's funny, man, how a lot of these pastors is. And that's not the truth. That's not the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not the harsh reality of life. That's not how life is, bro. You're gonna go through stuff in life, man. You know, it's crazy, bro. That's why I believe in spirituality. I believe in doing something to get a inward response to your relationship with God. I believe that you got to do something to get an inward response, you know, to get a high frequency and to become more spiritual and get closer to God as I tap into spirituality, right? Religion just teach you to read the Bible, memorize scriptures, and try to act like you're perfect and judge people. That's what religion teach you. Like, bro, I'm not on that. I ain't on that. You know, I ain't on that. I believe in spirituality. You know, you have to do something to get a inward response. You have to activate an inward response. You know, in order for you to tap into the Godhood within you, you have to do something to activate that. Right? You gotta have a outer experience to get an inwards better version of yourself. I'll take a lot of vitamins, bro, to get that inwards response. You know, that's why. Look, just think about it, guys. I put so much energy into my channel because I'm doing something outward to get an inwards response, to give me more energy, to give me a higher magnetism, right? To put me at a high vibration, right? To work more. You know, this is what I'm doing. A lot of people, they lost, bro. A lot of people lost. But I appreciate y'all, man, for coming in, bro. I ain't finna end the live right now. We might turn this thing into a mukbang. You know, I got all day right now, so bro, I might even just order something. And we turn this thing into a mukbang. I don't know, bro. I might do something a little different. You know, you gotta have a balance in your life too. No, I done took a lot of plant vitamins and stuff like that. You know, you gotta have some sort of balance in your life too. I might I don't know. Trying to figure out what I want to eat this morning. I don't even know, bro. I'm just sitting up here thinking. I don't know yet, bro. We gonna just y'all can comment, bro. Don't be afraid to comment. I know I got a lot of new subscribers and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to comment, bro. Whoa, I screen record your videos in old ones. Were dope. Man, you were talking that real. I had to share it, especially talking about simps. Simping getting worse or... Yeah, it's getting... Well... Yeah, simping is getting worse because a lot of people, they attach to religion. A lot of men is caught up in religion. So simping is getting worse. A lot of men, they think that a woman not supposed to do nothing for them, right? A lot of men think that they're supposed to provide for a woman, right? But a woman is not supposed to provide anything for you, for a man, except sleeping with you. Yeah, simping is getting worse because a lot of people they caught up in religion, but spirituality is coming up. Spirituality coming up. Uh, having more than one wife. You know what I'm saying? Spirituality is slowly coming up now, but simping is getting worse because a lot of people they still being programmed. They still being just they brainwashed by religion to get married and all this type of stuff. Like if you want to get married, that's up to you. It's up to you. That's up to you if you want to get married. But me, I'm not getting married, bro. I'm not stupid, bro. It's stupid. Marriage is against men. Marriage is literally against men. Like if you get married to a woman, you work real hard, bro. You work really hard. And then she divorced you because of how she feel. She feel like you're not buying her Chanel bags, Gucci bags. She feel like you're not buying her enough of those bags or taking her on enough trips. And she divorced you. She take half of what you got, bro. Nah, bro. No, bro. That's simping. Marriage is for simps, bro. Nah. Marriage is for simps, bro. You know, I've been exposing marriage for so long, bro. I've been exposing marriage for like 5 years, bro. Marriage is for simps, bro. It's literally for simps. I'm not getting married, bro. Nah, bro. I'm not getting married. And plus, too, women are very, very spiritual, bro. The more women around you, the more men feel more masculine. The more women around them, that's what I realized, bro. The more women that's around me, the more I feel more masculine. The more I feel like I want to do more for myself. I want to better myself. That's why I can't wait till I get to Atlanta, bro. Once my channel blow up and I move to Atlanta, bro, trust me, I'm going to be doing videos with girls in it and everything, bro. I'm going to be turning up. I'm going to switch up the content, man. I'm going to switch up the content, bro, when I move to Atlanta. You know, where I'm at in Florida, like a lot of these Florida girls, they be stuck up and they money hungry. But a lot, marriage just teach women to be, marriage just teach men to be a trick, basically. She the pimp and you the 304. Marriage is women pimping out men. Marriage is women pimping men. That's what it's all about. I don't believe in no marriage, bro. I believe I can deal with any woman I want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Sleep with any woman I want to sleep with. As long as I have a discerning spirit to not just sleep with any woman. I'm not saying any woman, right? But certain women, like, bro, that's what I believe in. But a lot of dudes, bro, they simps, bro. A lot of men, they simps because religion put men in that simp mindset. Yeah, the simp rate is going up. A woman, look, just think about this, bro. If you can't benefit off a woman, if I can't benefit off a woman financially, a woman can't benefit off of me financially. That's why when I get to Atlanta, bro, like I'm gonna have girls in the videos and all that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jesus love you. Don't let the opinions of anyone hinder your mind, soul, and heart. Stay discerning. Yeah, I always stay discerning, bro. But like, I'm a part of spirituality. I'm not a part of religion. I'm a part of spirituality, bro. Like, African spirituality, bro, don't you know a lot of people that they demonize African spirituality? A lot of Christians demonize African spirituality. That's sad, bro. African spirituality is not demonic. Dealing with the Orishas, that's not demonic. A lot of people are closed-minded, bro. I got away from that religion stuff. I'm a part of spirituality. I believe that you got to do something outwards to get an inwards response with God. You know what I'm saying? I believe that you got to take your plant vitamins. I believe that you got to do Epsom salt baths. I believe that you got to go outside and ground. I believe that you got to go outside in nature and get some sun. You know what I'm saying? I believe all that type of stuff, bro. That you got to connect with the universe. You got to connect with nature because God dwells in nature. So you got to connect with nature to get a response from God. I believe that you can tap into your own power. I don't believe that just reading the Bible and regurgitating scriptures and thinking that I'm perfect, that means I got a connection with God. That's not true. That's not the full truth about having a connection with God. That's not the full truth at all. I don't believe in that, bro. You know, but yeah, the simping, bro. JT, simping is getting worse. Simping getting worse. A lot of these dudes, they want to get married at a young age. A lot of dudes getting married at a young age. Nah, they've been doing it, but bro, no, bro. I don't believe in that, bro. I just don't believe in it. Man, I'm gonna order me something to eat, bro. I'm probably gonna do excuse me, y'all. I'm probably gonna do some pancakes or something. We gonna turn this thing into a mukbang. We went from preachers preaching about hell constantly to turning this thing into a mukbang, man. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming right. I'll bring y'all with me. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna order me some pancakes, bro. I'm gonna cook me some eggs too, bro. Them eggs be busting. I'm gonna cook me some eggs, order me some pancakes. Let me see if we got some butter here. But yeah, man, we're going live for a long time today, boy. We're gonna be on live for a while. Yeah, we got some. Nah, we ain't got no eggs. Dang. They be eating all the eggs. My parents and stuff, they love eggs, bro. They be tearing up them eggs, so we gonna just do the pancakes today. I ain't finna go nowhere. I'm staying right here with y'all, bro. More people, they gonna come in the chat. How you make your eggs? Oh, I scramble them like regulars. I scramble my eggs. I don't like the eggs with like the yolk running down and nothing like that. I don't like it when the yolk is running. I scramble mine. I scramble it. I put the butter in the pan and I just started scrambling them. Yesterday I had some French toast, boy. That French toast, woo! Not with the white powder. I don't have the white powder, but that French toast be so good. French toast be busting, bro. French toast is lighter on you. I might order some more French. I don't know, bro. I think I'm gonna order some more French toast, bro. French toast is lighter on you than pancakes. Pancakes at Kiki's, they be thick. I ain't finna do it like that. Hell no. I'm gonna just order some more French toast. French toast be busting. I know it's gonna come with the white powder, but I'm gonna just scrape it off. When you ordering on Uber Eats, but yeah, man, I be going bowling and stuff like that. Bowling is very, very relaxing, bro. Very relaxing. I love bowling, man. Oh, heck no. I remember I went yesterday. I went to IHOP. You know, black lady in there tomorrow. You order this every single day? Eat this every single day? I'm like, nah. Because a lot of people be lazy, bro. They don't want to be taking your order. A lot of people be lazy, man. Wait, what? Oh, I know what the problem is. A lot of people be lazy, bro. Like, it's funny, bro. A lot of people that be working at these fast food restaurants, they be lazy as I don't know what. Like, this is your job to take my order. And what it got to do with her, me eating French toast? What it got to do with her? Just take the order. Like, a lot of people be lazy, bro. It don't make no sense, bro. Like me, I ain't no lazy person. I ain't never been no lazy guy. I go out there and take my mind over. And it's not work for me. If it's something I love, it's not work for me. Like this right here, this not work. This ain't work. This is what I love to do, man. This is what I love to do, man. Telling you. Yeah, we got a little time for the French toast to come. But we gonna turn this thing into a mukbang. I don't care who come in, who come out. It's a lot of people watch me. They probably in the bed being lazy. And it's a lot of big content creators. They be watching me, bro. But it's sad, bro. But it's a lot of content creators. They be hating on other content creators. Where I live, some of the delivery drivers steal the goods. They do that everywhere, bro. They be doing that everywhere. Especially if you order like Uber Eats late night. What they'll do is they'll get your order and then they'll cancel or something like that, and then they'll take it and eat it as a dinner. Like they be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody in my family. Somebody in my family, they used to do Uber Eats, and they used to do that. They was like, man, sometimes I take their food and eat it, which is really stealing. But they be doing that everywhere, bro. Stealing people food, bro. It be sad, bro. It's sad, bro. A lot of people, bro, they don't be caring nowadays. A lot of people don't care nowadays, bro. They don't. A lot of people don't give it no. A lot of people be. They be taking stuff from people, bro. That's why when you do Uber Eats, it's better to do it during the day or like in the morning. Don't do it too late. Do not do Uber Eats too late, bro. Do not do it too late. Like around 10, 11. Or sometimes they'll bring you something, the wrong food. Bro, they be tripping, bro. They be tripping, bro. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, they do. Yeah, eventually. Yeah. Yeah, the system do catch on eventually to what they be doing. But it's sad, bro. It's pathetic how people be doing people, bro. Yeah, I'm finna do French toast, bro. I ain't finna do, so you don't believe in the Bible and end times prophecies. We can't. You say I don't believe in the Bible. No, I do believe. I didn't say I didn't believe in the Bible. I say I believe certain stuff in the. I believe the wisdom that's in the Bible. I believe in the wisdom that's in the Bible. I said some of the stuff in the Bible got contradictions in it. But I believe in stuff that makes sense in the Bible. Like, for example, if I read a book and I believe in the whole book, that don't even make sense. Why would I believe in a whole book of any book? I gotta be open-minded. I gotta pass my own judgment about stuff. That's what I'm saying. I believe in the Bible. I believe in some stuff in the Bible. Some of the stuff in it is contradictions. Some of the stuff in the Bible is to control you. That's facts. Everybody know that. I'm not saying I don't believe in none of the Bible. No, that's not true. But why would I believe in a whole book that's been edited? I'm not gonna do that. That's me being naive. Why would I believe in a whole book, the King James Version? The King James Version has been edited. You could look it up. You could do your research. It has been edited. It has been edited. So I don't believe in a whole book, but I believe in the stuff that makes sense in it. Yeah. I don't believe every book that I read, I'm not believing in the whole book. I don't care what book it is. I'm not going to believe in the whole book. No. If I figure out that, if I see that it's contradictions in some of the stuff, then it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to justify it. Try like the whole book is so true when the book has been edited. It's factual. That's factual. The Bible was edited. I'm not gonna sit up and act like it's not. I'm not saying I don't believe in the whole Bible. I believe in stuff that makes sense in the Bible. Yeah, bro. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, bro, why would you believe in anything? Why would you believe in the whole thing of anything that's been taught to you and you know that you've been taught to lie? Like, the majority of stuff that we've been taught in this world is a lie. A lot of stuff is being exposed. A lot of stuff that we taught is a lie in the first place. I'm not saying I don't believe in none of the Bible. That's not true. Like, the prophecies in the Bible has been fulfilled. That's facts. But it's not because of God. Hope you know that. The world's going to get worse, right? That's in the Bible. Who's making the world worse? Man is making the world worse. People is making the world worse. That makes sense. right? That makes sense, right? So you got to understand what's really going on in some of the stuff in the Bible. You know, man has wrote the book. So you got to understand that. God, he never wrote a Bible. Let's be clear about that. Let's be open-minded. God, he never wrote a Bible. The Bible's written by kings and prophets. If you do your research, it was written by 40 different kings and prophets. The Bible was written by. If you do your research, like if you look it up right now, who the Bible has been written by on Google, it will tell you it was written by kings and prophets. So let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be open-minded. The Bible is not literally written by God. All right? So this is what a lot of Christians don't believe. They believe that God wrote the Bible and God is the word and all this. No, man wrote the Bible. Right? And man, they wrote the Bible based off of their perception. Their perception of God. It's their perception of God. Right? How they view God. Meaning the people that wrote the Bible, they never died before and came back and said, oh, God told me to do this. Lead by the Holy. Exactly. You got to be led by the Holy Spirit yourself. Right? You got to be led by the Holy Spirit yourself. You cannot be tricked. Excuse me. This third dimensional world, it will trick you if you let it trick you. All right? People don't want to hear the truth. People want to deny the truth. The Bible's written by 40 different kings and prophets. Like if you look at if you're a Bible scholar, you know who actually wrote the Bible. The Bible's written by different kings and prophets. That's what it was literally written by. If you actually know the Bible, if you know who written the Bible, most Christians, they start going to church when they're a little kid, so they never look up who wrote the Bible, and then they listen to the pastor, and the pastor say God wrote the Bible. This is what they tell you. That's not true. God ain't wrote no Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. A lot of people, they're not open-minded about what they are reading. They never look up who wrote nothing. They just say, well, my pastor said this. Pastor said that. Pastor said this. They're relying on their pastor instead of relying on facts. You got to do your research, man. You got to have multiple sources. You got to do your research, bro. A lot of people, they don't do their research about nothing, bro. That's the problem, dog. That's the problem. I mean, the Bible was written from God himself, being breathed out by him, making it, making it divinely inspired. Yes. All truths of God, breath comes from 2 Timothy. I mean, the Bible's writings orient from God himself. Well, if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. I'm not finna debate about that. I'm not finna debate about like who wrote the Bible, who I think wrote the Bible. The Bible was written by 40 different kings and prophets. That's what I believe. You know, so that's what I believe. I'm not about to. I never argue about the Bible or nothing like that, cause there ain't nothing to argue about. You know, I believe in spirituality. That's what I believe. People can believe whatever they want. You know, because if you do your research, the Bible was it was edited. The man edited the Bible. They edited the Bible. So that's what I believe, and I don't argue with people about that because it's nothing to argue about. People believe what they want to believe. That's just what I believe. People believe what they want to believe, and that's just them. Whatever you want to believe, I respect it. But I don't like I don't go back and forth about it. Yeah, I respect, I respect the scripture that the Matthew 4:4. I respect the scripture and everything, but I don't argue about because people, they truly believe that God with the Bible. If you truly believe that God with the Bible, then that's what you believe. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna say that what you're saying is wrong, but people want to say that I'm wrong, right? And if people want to say that I'm wrong, then that's what you believe. I don't believe that he literally wrote the Bible. I just don't believe it. But I respect the scripture, and I respect that you actually have a relationship with God. That's what I respect that the most out of anything. I respect that you have a relationship with him. You know, I have a relationship with God. That doesn't mean I don't have a relationship with God, because I don't believe that God wrote the whole Bible. You know, because I believe personally that God is a spirit. That's what I believe. I believe God is a spirit. God is not I don't believe that God is a book. I believe that God is a spirit. And God is a consciousness as well. God got all power. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. But yeah, guys. Man, I'm just waiting on my what's called to come. I'm gonna turn this thing into a mukbang. We got 4 people watching. Man, I appreciate the 4 people who are watching, man. Man, it's a pretty good Sunday today. Hold on, y'all. Coming back. I'll be right back. Come back real quick, y'all. But yeah, y'all. Just another it's currently 1 a.m. here. I wish you all blessings. Man, bruh, he stayed up to 1 a.m. just to come in and tap in to the live stream, man. I appreciate that 5860. Man, I appreciate your time. You didn't have to stay up late just to tap into the live stream, and I appreciate you. I appreciate all my supporters, bro. You know what I'm saying? All the people that support the channel. We growing, man. We're growing. Just all in a certain amount of time where the channel really takes off. It's only in a certain amount of time, man. But I appreciate you for tapping in. There's somebody talking outside on the phone, one of my brothers, so y'all kind of like hear somebody talking. One of my brothers, he's talking to somebody on the phone, so. So, man. No, also too, a lot of people, they in church right now. So, I know it's better to go live at night, but we doing it in the morning. It's gonna have to just catch up. People gonna have to just watch it later. Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm about to say, what's going on? I had to refresh, I guess. Ohio here is cold as a MF. Yo, Ohio, I think it be snowing. Don't it be snowing in Ohio, bro? I think it's snow. I ain't never been there, bro. I know you probably thinking like, bro, duh, or if it do, but I ain't never been there. It's just a question, man. I ain't trying to be funny. I think it do snow in Ohio, though. We had crazy snow yesterday. It's been weird this year. We a few 60 degrees just for, I'll go over here. That's okay. I'm cool. 25 to 35 degrees. Yeah, I had crazy snow yesterday. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, Florida over here 2 days ago it was like 30 something or something like that. But it didn't snow though. It didn't snow. But yeah, man. You know, I just had to, sometimes you gotta just rest, bro. Like, you gotta get. Sometimes you gotta give some things a break. You know, you know, but I just been chilling, keeping my vibration right, keeping my energy right, my mind right. Hold on, y'all. I'm watching something real quick. My bad, y'all. I'm back, tapped in. We back. But yeah, y'all. I'm trying to wait till my French toast get here. That's what I'm trying to do. I know it's kind of quiet right now. Though it is. We have a lot of people in church right now. Like it's about to rain today. I don't know. The sun ain't shining. Yeah, it look like it's cloudy today. We might have a cold day tomorrow. Yeah, it look like it's gonna rain today in Florida. It got 12 minutes for the car to pull up, man. With my French toast. Man, I love French toast. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love French toast, bro. Let me see where they at. It's 7 minutes away. But yeah, y'all, man. Man, they can't drive in 40, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear them. They out there beeping, but man, they can't drive in 40. Telling you. Telling y'all, bro. I've been drinking a lot of water, man. I need to chill out on the water. Finna go use the bathroom real quick. You know, I've been getting up to use the bathroom a lot, y'all. I know. I'm gonna slow down on the water. On the water, man. Gotta eat. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Man, I love content, bro. I just love creating content. She 2 minutes away. We about to I guess I'm gonna stay over here. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm gonna stay over here. I got my syrup. Going a little bit low. Come back, y'all. Go, y'all. Here we go. Oh, I'm glad that they putting it on the side. Nah, thank you, God. I hope they is. Yeah, this ain't got no thank you, God, bro. They put the white powder on the side. Bro, they ain't put no. Bro, how they gonna do that, man? They ain't put no butter and they ain't put no syrups in here, bro. Just white powder, basically. No syrup, no butter. That's crazy, bro. What do you think people just gonna be eating? What do you think people gonna just be eating? French toast with no syrup and no butter? It's crazy. I guess people have been complaining about the powder, that white powder. They don't like it. I'm finna warm it up a little bit. I like my French toast real hot. We got butter right here though, so we got some butter. I'm about to go in, man. All right, here we go. Woo. What was that? All right. Sound like a transfusion or something. Yeah, something going on outside. Bro, I don't know what. Bro, over here, ever since I moved to Orlando, I'm from Apopka, Florida. I'm from the 1626. I'm from Apopka, Florida. But ever since I moved over here in Orlando, bro, it's like transfusions be going out. They be like, like their transfusions be going out like every now and then. I don't know why I be doing that, bro. Ever since I moved to Orlando, it's crazy, bro. They gotta fix that, bro. Orlando gotta fix that. You know, here we go, y'all. Close this up. But yeah, guys, finna dabble in. I'm gonna take this off. I don't really like the edges, cause that's the dark skin part, the brown part. French toast be so good, bro. Busting. Man. Hope y'all having a good morning. I'm sure having me one. Sure be busting, man. On to the next one. I'm gonna warm this one up. Man, that's so good, boy. French toast, whoever created French toast, boy. I know they got them some money, boy. French toast, boy. Woo. Hold on, I gotta warm this up some more. Gotta put this on here the right way. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, y'all. I don't know what's been going on with this microwave. Microwave be acting, it be acting funny sometimes, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this microwave, bro. Yeah, bro. There we go. But I appreciate that you hitting that like button. We got 9 likes, man. I appreciate that. I'm evolving, man. I'm not always happy, but I'm always evolving in life. That's my mindset. When it comes down to life, bro, it ain't all about just being happy. It's about, is you evolving? Is you growing? You know, I want to grow in life, right? And growing doesn't always mean, you know, necessarily happiness, but it can give you happy moments when you grow. I'd rather have the happy moments. A lot of people be fake happy. Oh yeah, I'm happy, bro. But they not growing. They're not changing. They're not evolving, right? Growing and changing and evolving and having different experiences. That's what give you happy moments. You know, I'm not always happy, but as long as I'm changing, growing, and evolving, I'm straight, bro. I don't like the edges. I'll be tearing off the edges, but because it's the dark part. Dark part ain't healthy for you. Man, this French toast. You busting, man. Mm. Mm. Man, this that meal. I ain't gonna lie. Dropping the syrup a little bit. That was good. Man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Yo, hitting that like button. Hold on. Time to clean up. It's time to clean up. You gotta clean it up, man. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna throw this away too. That ain't like too much of nothing in that. Coming right back, guys. I'm gonna throw this away. About that. Yeah, y'all. I'm about to wrap it up. It's the Coleman Aristocracy, man. Back with another live stream. I haven't done a live stream in a while. I ain't gonna lie, it's been months, bro. It's been months. Hold on. Couple months. Ever since December 2024. Golly. Woo. All right, y'all, man. I'm out, man.